Look, man, just in case y'all forgot, this is who I am. This is right here is what I do. This is the Diamond Crew. But I want to give a shout out to my G's and my OGs. But you already know what to do. But if you're new to this channel and you like content like this, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to like. I need you to comment. I need you to subscribe. I need you to share this. I need you to hit that notification bell so you always up to date. Look, man, I'm not gonna lie, man. It still feels a little bit weird. It still feels just a tiny bit weird, not watching Eagles football at this time in the year. As a Philadelphia Eagle fan, we have been spoiled. This team and this franchise does spoil us, with back-to-back playoff experiences, with also winning in the playoffs. That's what we used to. So it still feels just a little bit weird, that we got to sit here and watch other teams when I feel like early in the season I was extremely confident, that this team would make a run. Just look at it. Kansas City is back in the Final Four. So it's a whole bunch of stuff that you gotta think about, when you talk about playoffs, man. Playoff football, Eagle football, it's kind of go hand in hand. But it was good. I'm not gonna lie, man. It was good, to sit up there, and watch football pain free. Just because I just sat up there and watched the games. I enjoyed the divisional round this week. It was some great football. All the football that was played this week was really good. I enjoyed it. And for once, I didn't have to, pull my hair out or beat on my chest a little bit. All I did was just sit there and watch football. So that was cool. I was cool with that. But the big news, man, the reason why I had to jump on here and do this video, the big news for the Philadelphia Eagles and Nick Sirianni is that they fired Sean Desai. Like, yes, thank God. That was needed. We had to have that happen. This was the worst defense I've ever seen. I'm so happy that the first shoe already fell and Sean Desai is gone. I'm happy about that. Sean Desai was an issue for me, man. And this was from the beginning of the season. Beginning of the season, Sean Desai had a little bit of success. Probably should have kept Sean Desai in there the whole season, according to a lot of reports and stuff. The Philadelphia Eagles said that that was something that was major. It was kind of tough to overcome when you have a coordinator change like that in the middle of the season. So that just didn't work out for the Philadelphia Eagles. And I hope we never had to do that again. But for right now, Sean Desai is done. Matt Patricia, he ran out of contract. According to reports, he will seek other opportunities. And if anybody hire Matt Patricia, I'm telling you right now, don't make him a DC. I don't know what kind of job you get him. Maybe just a pencil finder. Let's make Sean Desai a pencil finder, a number 2 lead pencil finder, because he always know where the pencil's at. He always know where the pencil's at, but he don't know how to call plays on defense. You know what I'm saying? It was that the switch over from Desai to Patricia was the worst idea, even though we thought it was cool at the beginning because we were so sick of this defense and how, at one point they was all right early in the season, and then it just went downhill from there. So we were just hoping to see some type of difference, and it got worse. So that wasn't a good move. The Eagles will now be on their 3rd defensive coordinator in 3 years next year, man. That's not good, for the defensive side of the ball. Last 3 years, 3 different coordinators. It's safe to say that the Philadelphia Eagles have not had much luck in the defensive coordinator room lately. If you're going to have 3 in the last 3 years, Eagles and Nick Sirianni reached out to a couple candidates already for the defensive coordinator role. And as you can tell, man, I keep putting Nick Sirianni's name in the fold. Why you keep doing that? And it's simply because he's not going anywhere. He will be here another year at least. I mean, it sucks. It sucks to say that because I'm not really a Nick Sirianni guy. After the way this team unfolded last year, the last half of the season, I can't say that I'm a Nick Sirianni guy, and I can't say that I'm extremely confident in him, having a successful season. But what I do have to give him credit for is that he was able, to have success. He has been one of the most winningest coaches, in football. So it's just tough to say, okay, well, after one bad season, we got to get rid of you. Now, if you have two bad seasons back to back, you put 2 seasons like that back to back. I mean, you got to go. You got to go. So I think this is this next year. If something major don't happen, if something major don't happen, which I don't see happening, if Nick Sirianni is the guy who's hiring and firing still, I just don't see that happen. If he come out here and have a season like he did this year, I can't see him being here next year. But like I said, man, a couple of defensive coordinators have already been contacted, and number one, which is my favorite guy, is Don Wink Martindale. Former defensive coordinator for the Giants. He's coached everywhere. He has a long, lengthy list of places where he's coached. Blitz heavy type guy. Not the type of guy who just gonna shut up and just let you do whatever to him. He's gonna have something to say. And I really personally, I think that the Philadelphia Eagles need that. We need somebody who's not gonna just say yes every second and have a little bit of fight back, with this front office and how they do things. So I think Wink Martindale, in my opinion, would be my top candidate, for defensive coordinator. But we'll see there. But the Eagles have also contacted the Falcons defensive coordinator, Ryan Nielsen. I'm going to have to do my homework on Ryan Nielsen for the simple fact is that the Falcons was trash. That defense was trash, so I'm not really sure if Ryan Nielsen is the guy who I would say, I'm trying to bring in here and be a defensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles, especially after the year that this defense just had. We need somebody who we know what they're doing. So I'm not sure. I got to do my homework on Ryan Nielsen. I'm not going to say that would be a bad candidate right now because I really don't know about him. Only thing I do know is the Falcons have not been good, so that's something that for us to look into and update y'all on that. Maybe that might be a video in itself, if the Eagles were actually moving forward with this guy named Ryan Nielsen. But like I said, man, I've been very high on Wink, but I would also like to keep my eyes on Darren Wilson, our old cornerback coach. Now he's the current cornerback coach for the Ravens, so if Wink didn't work out, because in my opinion, you have to get a defensive coordinator. The latest you can get a defensive coordinator, in my opinion, will probably be a couple weeks after the Super Bowl. Maybe a couple weeks might be stretching it. You know what I'm saying? Because Darren Wilson, that's the stretch. But if you can hammer down Wink, you hammer down Wink. But at the same time, if you can't hammer down Wink and you need to move further in the search for a defensive coordinator, I would think you need to get him here fast. But Darren Wilson would be one of the top guys. And, also Al Harris is a guy, who I like as a defensive coordinator. I think he's a cornerback coach for Dallas. He's one of those guys who I think would do good in the defensive coordinator role. He just get the players to work for him, to play for him, and that's kind of what we need. We need some a coordinator, who's a good X and O guy, who knows how to call plays and who knows how to get the most out of these players, and at the same time put these players in the right position, to be successful. So it's a lot that goes into being a defensive coordinator, and I can't wait to see who the Philadelphia Eagles get there, but we can't wait. We got to do it fast. That guy needs to get to work, because we got to clear out everybody on the defensive staff, in my opinion. And we have to let this guy who we give the job, bring in the people who he trusts, and, can make his system successful. But on the other side of that, Brian Johnson, his future is up in the air, man. Although, he interviewed for 3 head coaching positions that's still available. The uncertainty, about if the Eagles will keep him is high. I don't know. I think that he'll be here. Even if he secures a coaching job opportunity, in my opinion, if it's not a head coach position, BJ will be here. And also Nick Sirianni, he will be here. These guys are not fan favorites right now. We all know that. But I think they stay here next year, especially if BJ can't find a head coaching job. If somebody offer him a OC job, I think that he will stay here with the Philadelphia Eagles at least one more year. But we will keep our eyes on that news because the Eagles have not officially said that Nick would in fact be keeping his job, but we just all know they probably won't. They just might just keep it moving. They're gonna be like, "I keep it moving, nothing to see here." Nick's the guy until maybe you see Laurie in the presser and somebody ask him about it. But at the same time, we'll see there. We'll see. There's so much stuff that we about to have to discuss, and so much things that we're gonna have to talk about because there's so much news, especially this week. I think this week is gonna be big news for the Philadelphia Eagles. So just keep your eyes peeled, man. Like I said, if you don't got the noties on, hit the noties, man, because you gotta stay up to date. We all seen Jason Kelce drinking beers, you know what I'm saying, with the fans at the Buffalo tailgate yesterday. I thought I seen him drinking beer out of a bowling ball. I think. He's the type of player. He's a fan favorite, man. Jason Kelce is one of those guys. I was also seen in the booth with Kelce's girlfriend, Taylor Swift. He was in there with his shirt off, chugging beers, getting pumped up. Kelce said that he was retiring after the debacle of round 1 of the playoffs. But in my opinion, and in a lot of other people's opinions, that could just be an emotional decision. That he probably shouldn't have made. He even said that he shouldn't have made after a game like that, a season-ending game. You just don't make those type of decisions. And he felt like, that he had to, do it better than that. If he is going to retire, he's going to do it probably on a panel or in front of a bunch of other people that he trusts or people who needs to know. It's going to be like a big deal. He's just not going to say it, in a presser after a game, that we just got demolished, So even Travis Kelce hinted that, that Jason may have another year in him or so, so we'll see, man. We'll see how everything goes out. We see how, if Kelce stays or if he goes. I still think that, that position needs to be addressed in the draft at some point. Not saying that we get another center, or maybe we get another guard or something, or somebody to help out, when Kelce does retire and we have to move Jurgens to the center position, so there's so much stuff that we need to discuss. Like I said, so many things that's happening, that's about to start happening for the Philadelphia Eagles. And make sure that you liked up, make sure that you comment, make sure you subscribed up, make sure you hit them notification bells so on how to drop these videos. You could be the first one to see them. You want to be the first one to see them. And sometimes, I never really I never really plan out lives like 2 days ahead. Is always like one of those spur of the moment type deals, so make sure y'all stay noted up, because you don't want to miss this. You know what I'm saying? But for now, holla out.